I can tell you it's 2 a.m. on Saturday, but I started with Dahlia the last time, and I'm not going to ask Henry what happened, so I'm going to ask Julian, what do you think happened last time?
Well, I'll tell you. We all woke up, and we met the Guardian, and we Dahlia performed the ritual. I remember that. I'm like the worst person you could have asked for this, by the way.
Dogs are angrier.
We all have a bonus, I remember, to our resolve rolls because of the success of the ritual. I remember that. Julian and Ella went on a walk. Julian wanted to find the hospital, and he did. He met with Mr. Wilborn and worked out a deal so that if they track down the serial killer and bring him alive, him or her alive, to the doctor, then he would get a place that he could feed. Dowser did like the coolest shit ever and like connected with the whole water system of the entire town, and has discovered that there are in fact fish people in the lake, which I'm sure will become a major priority in the coming hours. Maybe I don't know
where they get fish fingers from.
I do not, perhaps. And I'm trying to think of like, was that everything? The Guardian said he kind of wants to kill us. I remember that. If we ever let him go, he would kill us. So that's something I've just.
I think that was important. No one's mentioned that one to me yet.
Yeah. He's
Thank
basically
you for remembering that.
Oh,
we
yeah. Did you mention the Guardian being bound and the fact that if he escapes, he will kill us all on sight?
Yes. That's what.
That's now changing from would like to will.
Oh yeah,
He's a demon.
said. He literally said, "If I am released, you will all die."
He's a demon that we bound in our previous incarnations or pre-amnesia. So,
but he's super polite about it. Yeah,
he's really nice. Like he's a cool guy.
And which one of you bound the demon?
All of us.
we all did
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we're all going to die if he gets free.
Yeah. And I somehow built the house, and that people haven't been able to get into it. I don't know what I did. I didn't know that I built the house.
Do not disturb. One of those little hangings on the door.
Like a dog watching or dog guarding sign, yeah.
Right.
And a picture of the Guardian. So, also, do you have anything to add to Julian's recap?
Everyone got jump scared because I took 3 aggravated damage willingly.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was cool though. It was badass.
Jean Tremere.
What about your vision?
Oh God. Listen, a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. I don't remember.
Fair enough. Dahlia, do you have anything to add before I fill in the blanks?
Like, as I may have said, I don't know whether we were recording then or not, but like Dahlia and Julian achieved a new level of friendship and trust in each other, and they're just like tight now. Yeah. Julian
we gotta
knows
help the wraiths.
That's right. Julian knows that Dahlia has his back, and that helping the race is her priority.
That's right.
And making sure that those spirits find their way to everlasting solace and peace, and you know, and whatever afterlife awaits them. That you know, Dahlia is committed 100% to helping him do that.
Julian's the blind one, right?
Yeah.
And also, yeah. I mean, like it was really a lovely episode. I think Julian and went with Ella about the whole mental asylum hospital and everything. Yep. And she made Julian look like the best looking person there. I mean, he walked down the halls. He was like blue steel.
The wingman discipline.
That's right. That was great.
That was badass.
Yeah. And there I suppose there was a vision, but we don't have it in our notes. So perhaps our storyteller.
It was some creepy voices that was like, "Hey, fuck off! Don't listen down here. Don't sense down here."
Yeah.
Remember, when the spooky voice says "get out," we leave.
Most of it
Nah,
just
I want to befriend Cthulhu.
Right, which is just really a way of saying, "Come on, investigate this more." Like,
Look, we all know
finger.
truly it's probably just Zoidberg. So, do you really want to?
more information and clues that might be important. Julian, you learned along with Ella that apparently everyone is scared of Kaya. You were told by Mr. Wilborn.
We just assumed that anyway. The whole spiders and torture thing was just.
And apparently he was not. And he also thought he was the only. Can't remember. You said something about being polite or everyone was really nice, but he thought he was the only one that was actually nice. Also, you saw someone who looked like your brother at the harbor.
Ah, yes, I remember that.
What else? Julian, you heard, well, something that sounded like torture coming from beneath the hospital as you were walking out. You also met a very pretty nurse. Of course, you can't see that, but she had a nice smell and a nice voice that you recognized from a past life. Dahlia, you were staring at the mysterious sixth statue.
Yes.
And learned a little bit about the benefactor. I think the only thing you actually learned was she's not in town.
Right.
And then you received a letter from the Guardian signed by the benefactor, a list of names of 13 kindred and their domains. And the Guardian told you there are more than 13. There's actually 14, not including you guys.
Right.
So you were told by Margaret that there are 18 kindred in Dusktown, including you, but apparently either she was lying or she does not know about the last, and apparently the benefactor does not either.
Right.
So
we got a few missing pieces there. Yeah. And so Dahlia is on the case and she's kind of like tracking that down. But yeah, we know that sixth member of our, we'll call it coterie, never really went to sleep with us and also is not around and has been up and around for as long as we've been asleep, but we don't remember who they are. And yeah, and then there's that in my mind immediately just got slotted in video game terms of like, oh, a list of all the domains. So now our map can be filled in here of who owns what part of Dusktown. So yeah, so we got our game map. That's right, with the names and the domains. So yeah.
Just so I can add information in the Discord.
Yeah.
And help you guys because there's a lot of fucking clues.
There really is, and you know what? I'm here for it. Like the richness of like the setting and everything. I'm here for it. Like, you know, you got like all kinds of domains and pictures and everything else, and all kinds of NPCs. And it's a whole cast, folks. Like this is what it is.
And since Ella is not here, who will be taking notes?
I think it's going to be a group effort, and so we'll all, you know, do what.
If you give me a minute, I can get a book and a pen, and because I do good notes by hand, but not on computer.
I take notes in another game of mine, so I'll go ahead and help.
While you're doing that, a couple of questions, just because it's been, I've had a bit of a shit week, so brain slowly going on. So I know Margaret, so we kind of met the Baron, who was the scary bloke in the background. We've got Margaret, who was the voice that told us to go off and find someone. I think it was Melissa.
Yeah.
Who was causing shit. We then were arrested and went to see either the sheriffy type person. Who was that?
Kaya.
Right, okay, brilliant.
In her, well, they call it the rainforest, but it's just a very large greenhouse.
And everyone liked Kaya. Kaya was very nice and welcoming and lovely and huggy and all the rest of it, and everyone likes her.
Yeah. And before we, gather you guys, I'm going to tell you what happened to Henry. Henry did not come back with you guys the last time. He went to, at least outside the church, to see a certain homeless person, Bo, and decided to visit a placed a strange note in his safe along with the key, which was outside the city walls, because apparently Henry has figured out the entire city is walled in, which is strange. Henry went outside and found a derelict house and a hatch beneath a moldy carpet, which the key fit to, and he found his, well, haven, it seems. Which is what Henry has been doing, and, well, Bo, for some reason, seems very interested in Henry and not at all scared of him, which is strange because Henry has a certain aura, especially to mortals. But Henry, you enter. The last time I want to mention again that you all felt a certain warmth in your chest from an object, kind of a wedge of obsidian or something. After Dahlia completed the ritual, Henry, you have felt this. You don't know why it happened, but you have felt when it activated. I think Dahlia has explained to Julian and Ella what he did. And I told you that the thing will last for 9 days. You do not know this in character. But you know the ritual is in effect. And apparently, from Dahlia's research, it makes spirits fatigued and animals a bit feral, making them easier to control if you have the powers to do so. So you're all gathered. Well, some of you. I can kind of change, or at least remove Ella from the equation this time. She is not here for reasons. And yeah, you're all gathered. The Guardian is here. Henry is walking in through the large double, let's call it steel doors that can only be opened by someone who carries an artifact.
Good evening, all.
Where have you been?
Exploring.
It's great. You're aware that we have the buddy system, right?
You seemed all very keen and eager to go and do things, and I didn't want to disturb you.
You're going to upset the Guardian. He's not keen on letting people, any one of us, go alone anywhere. You should ask Julian. He tried to pull that last night.
It was while that was happening that I found a key, and I followed the key and found a few old places, answered a few questions. Is there supposed to be a big wall built around this city? Because I forget which part of the Middle Ages this and which feudal knight owned this land.
It's a mystery. Wrapped in a riddle, inside an enigma.
In the new world.
Yeah,
not exactly anywhere near home.
Well, here's the thing. So we know about the barrier, and we also know about. So is the wall and the barrier not the same thing?
I doubt it.
So it's this. You know what it is? Like somebody just wanted to set up their own little town, right? And they wanted to block it off from everyone, and they tried the wall, but the wall didn't keep out everything. So they erected the barrier, and this is the new wall. Walls are very fashionable right now. Like they're in. This is a thing that is popular, in this day and age. So just like it always has been, honestly, just build a wall. It'll solve all your problems. So yeah, I think it's quite.
It's ought to be on the inside of walls. Normally they build them to keep us out. Or is this to keep things out, or is it to keep us in?
I think it's doing double duty, honestly. I think it's doing both. And frankly, the world's a dangerous place. I mean, maybe we're just better off being here.
Oh, I defer to your good judgment, of course.
I'm here to help.
If I may, Guardian raises his hand.
Of course, Guardian.
The fog extends a lot further than one might think. It does cage the entire city, but it actually extends as far as across the lake and into the mountains.
So if we get a little bit sort of
it prevents you from going to the next town, but there's quite a large area.
So if we get cabin fever, we can still go out a little bit.
I recommend bringing a good coat.
How far underground does it go?
At least the bottom of the lake. But it is a sphere.
You're going to have to work with our new citizens, the ones that we've discovered that we're kind of an unrepresented portion of the population. Are you aware of them? They live under the lake, or the harbor,
I'm
the water.
completely unaware of anyone that lives at the bottom of the lake.
Dowser, do you want to tell him about the underclass of this city, the actual literal underwater class of people?
Well, there seems to be amphibious people at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah. It's a whole amphibious neighborhood.
Amphibious alive people?
Well, they were moving and seemingly hunting, so I assume so.
They have a whole society down there.
Alive people with souls?
I do not know how to see souls.
I can help.
Okay.
If you would like, have we spoken with them yet?
No, but if we are going to speak to them, I recommend getting some thicker clothing, as it's far down.
Makes sense.
Dowser, can you do a passive premonition for me? Wits and aspects.
I love these. Sure.
Plus your potency thing.
Oh, plus potency. So it should have been another dice.
Plus the 15 dice bonus for don't check.
I'll do a willpower reroll.
Wow.
2.
2.
It's just performance anxiety. It's just when people are watching.
But to the rest of you, his eyes go white. First you think he's crying, but then you realize just water running out of them. For a brief moment, at least, but it's enough to at least cover his cheeks. Dowser, you see a rune blade, something Viking related. You think you actually are from Norway, so you have the best chance of recognizing this. And a raven. And then you come back to it.
Well, it would seem the Nordics are here as well. I don't have information on it yet, though.
I think you discovered last time that apparently someone came to Vinland 1,000 years ago.
I will keep that noted. I will not say it out loud.
By the way, just in case you felt any kind of warmth in your chest, Henry, that was me.
It was new. That does explain a few things, because you do tend to feel a few odd things. Did any of you feel the burning like agony in just right in the center of your soul? No,
that's all you.
That was probably unrelated. What was the warming thing?
Oh, that was me. So I have perfected my skills with rituals, particularly one significant ritual that is helping keep all this together, related to our friend downstairs. As we all have to reinforce that ritual, I volunteered to go first. The Guardian can fill you in on the details. Oh, I know. Yes. Well, I'm driven by curiosity, morbid curiosity even. And it was such an enlightening experience. And of course I pulled it off It was one of my. Everything just went so smoothly, and so we are doing pretty well. You may feel that the local spirits are not as threatening, and so it's helping to keep everything together while we pursue our own goals here. But it is something that needs to be done, and I can't just do it all the time. So you all need to volunteer at some point. But for now,
well, happy to do anything that anyone requires.
Yes, of course. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
When I add out of character, it was taxing for your mind, and it made sense that nobody can do a ritual twice in a row. Instead,
yeah. She's keeping that back. Yeah. She's just pretending that it was basically like the best ritual enactment ever, and that she pulled it off without even breaking a sweat. So, yeah. So she's going to turn to Julian. Go, Julian, darling. We do know about the suffering of certain other class of citizens in this city, right? And I think we agreed, or at least I mean to go see a particular person in this city by the name of, I believe it's Agnes.
Agnes?
Yeah. No. I was just wondering if you wanted to come with me, or.
And you see, like, Julian is like running his fingers through like the brickwork and stuff, like just feeling the walls. He's been listening to this conversation, but he's just been kind of like just sometimes putting his ear up against the brickwork, just like feeling the world or whatever. He's like, oh, sure. I do think we should be looking into this, the serial killer business. Perhaps we can do it at the same time. I keep eyes and ears open.
If you are visiting, could I ask a small favor?
Of course.
I've got an interest in books. One of them, the Tenebrum. I was told that Agnes may have seen it or owned it previously. So,
perhaps you want to join us.
Oh no! I'm more than happy to. So I am quite keen to see some of Dowser's new friends. But I was wondering if you both are heading off over to there. If you could ask after it for me.
Oh, you don't have it. Okay, you want me to ask about it.
It's just I'm an avid reader, and I really would like to get my claws into that.
Understood, Henry. Yeah. I'll see if she has a copy.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm just here to help.
As are we all, it seems. It's nice to see. I don't know. Has anyone worked out why we've got a chunk of our memory missing? Because I have potholes in my memory, which are rather annoying.
I'm working on it, but yeah, amnesia, it happens sometimes.
All of everything points to we did it to ourselves, so I'm sure at the time we had a good reason to do it.
Well, either we did it to ourselves or our sixth member did it to us.
I'm getting a vibe
of
to help. And you all seem rather agreeable people. So I'm just...
That's my impression too, right? And it's just, we have a team member, right, who basically didn't join us. This was something that may or may not have happened willingly. All I know is that Dowser's got a really nice place that he put together for us.
Thank you.
It's really set up nice. Everywhere I look in this place is just new surprises and new mysteries. And I'd love to get into that room over there. But all of these rooms seem to be specially enchanted for our particular, they're coded to our particular palm prints and retinas and things like that. So
which room was Dahlia pointing towards?
The six members room.
And the Guardian won't tell us anything about the room.
That's great. The Guardian can't tell us anything about this person. But I don't even know if it's that he doesn't want to, he just can't.
I'm not allowed to share any information about a member of the cult.
So
Go
we
and be
can't-
weary. If you break the rules, he will kill you.
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm not the sort of person that, when presented with a big red button, will try and press it as soon as possible. However,
You don't strike me as that kind of person at all.
no, I'm just thinking. So you won't answer questions to us about ourselves because we're a member of the group.
Exactly.
Okay. But will you answer questions about the building?
I can.
Because I'm just interested in the security protocols. I think that's the term. Just how things happen. I'm guessing this would all be magic. And if we created the building, or if like the Dowser, who I believe is magically inclined, that there's a chance that he would have been involved in securing the building.
I am the security.
So you would be the one that would sort of open doors and unlock doors and that sort of thing?
Well, the key is your, he points towards your chest. The artifact.
The artifact. So I'm not going to ask about us. I'm going to ask about the artifact. And so for the artifact to be examined, that would probably have to be sort of out of our chest.
Yes.
And as part of the security, would it destroy or kill the person if it was removed?
As long as you don't give it away, no. But you put it in there to make sure you can't give it away and break the rule about giving it away.
Excellent. I'm just sorry. It was just a tangent because I just thought that there had to be a key to get in and out. And I know that if we can hold something or something that's connected to something, we could then use that to find and hunt search. And then find out, because if they've got one of these, then that must be connected. And then if we search for one, we can search for those. And it might sort of give us an area to find where the sixth one was. Sorry, I was just thinking, because I don't like the idea that there's someone that we can't get into, because they could be in trouble.
Well, you're easily to see if you can. Everyone would sense it, and you can clearly see the object now that you have attention to it inside other people's chests, making it quite easy to identify. The Guardian also says if you require information on the artifact, I can perhaps gather some. You used it to bind me and the prisoner to this place, which is what gives you your power.
But you would only do so at our request, correct?
After you bound me, yes.
I don't know if we want him. She's just gonna be like, I don't know if we want him.
I was just worried that whoever this other person is, that they're trapped in their room and in danger.
I can assure you, Master Henry, there is no one else here but us. As I told Miss Grey, the benefactor is not even in town.
The town that we can't leave.
Yes. She did send a letter, though, and he hands it to you. It's the list of kindred. It's a parchment, wax sealed. Obviously, the seal has been broken, but
Dahlia will hand it to. She will actually take it from the Guardian. And, yes, I uncovered this when I asked when we had a pleasant conversation together, and he had this for us. Wax seal, very well done. No,
looks wonderful. He doesn't seem too keen to take anything from you. It's sort of just would look and say, no, wonderful.
Yeah, he very polite, keeps to himself.
No, sorry, it was just a thought. Because if you want to get in there, then I want to help you to get in there.
He doesn't want anything at all.
Doesn't he?
Except to be free and to kill us all. He did mention that.
if I'm ever released, yes. But until then, I have to obey you, and my main purpose is making sure that you keep the prisoner, well, imprisoned.
Exactly.
Now, if you were to kill us, would that be because of some instruction or because you just simply want to?
I don't like being a slave.
No.
Okay.
Of course not.
Demons don't like to be forced to do anything, but they have to be forced to do things.
Right.
They
It's
don't
the only
like
way to get them to do anything. Yeah.
Is there
Do
any
you remember
chance?
why we bound you?
No, he won't answer that because he'll say it's, oh, sorry, I can't answer that question.
Why you bound me?
See?
Power.
Makes sense. She's just got Dahlia pipes right up. Makes sense.
Hypothetically, if we didn't want to keep you as a slave anymore, we wanted to let you free. Is there anything we could do to make it so that you wouldn't kill us? We may be more inclined to set you free, but we knew it wouldn't be at risk to ourselves.
If you free me, this place comes apart. The prisoner will be released, and it will kill you if I don't.
So there's...
More questions.
I'm trying to work with you here. He looks at the Guardian, puts his hand on his shoulder. I'm trying to work with you here.
Dahlia's just going to put her hand gently on Julian's shoulder, like, things are better as they are. These are not human beings that we're dealing with, okay? Not suffering mortals or anything like that, okay? Things are better as they are. In fact, not only may we all die if this whole thing should become undone, but perhaps all of the fair citizenry of Dusktown, Maine, might suffer as well. So, really, lesser of two evils, sort of thing.
I suppose it just doesn't feel right. He seems
I
a
understand.
pleasant enough fellow.
You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it, honey. All right, you're gonna be okay. It's going to take some time. You just woke up from a very long nap. I mean, it just takes some time. You agreed to this. Remember, this was something we all agreed to.
That was
You thought that this was best.
That was the thing I was just going to mention. We said the vibe earlier. We generally don't seem to be a bunch of malicious murdering monsters, and that was my biggest concern to start with. But you and yourself, Julian, seem to be a little bit more thoughtful about the consequences of people's actions. And if you agreed to do this,
if you want to know how to release me, I can tell you, Master Julian.
I'm not one for enslavement, but perhaps I'm thinking that pre-amnesia, Julian, and the rest of us, perhaps you had made quite a bit of trouble, Guardian, which is why we selected you to be bound.
We turned an evil thing to a good thing, yeah.
Or what was so evil that we had to make such a terrible decision?
Obviously, a difficult choice that we all came together to make sure this was best for everyone.
Truly,
she's just going to be completely reassuring. She's like, I'm sure this was the best option.
Truly, if you are such a malicious spirit that you would still kill us even if we set you free out of kindness, perhaps it is best that you are where you are. And he takes his hand away from the Guardian's shoulder and takes a step back.
Well,
the only thing I hate more than you is the prisoner.
Why? Oh, you can't say. Apologies.
They're diametrically opposed. What's down there is celestial,
Celestial?
Yeah.
Like an angel.
Yeah, and it hates us even more than this one. So
that makes
more
sense.
Obviously.
We bound a celestial and a demon. Why?
We were in the middle of a war, very obviously, a heavenly war and a hell. And what we did is we interceded, right, to stop the bloodshed.
Julie looks distraught.
Master Dowser, do you think that with your knowledge of sorcery, that you could on your own, without an immense object or a person of power, make a ritual that affects a town, an entire town?
No, but I somehow did.
I have faith in you.
I just need to find out why.
I think what the Guardian's getting at is that we couldn't possibly keep this place safe without doing this. Again, the best of all options that we had. It wasn't as if we had obviously a lot of options, but we came together and made it happen.
Well, what you did was selfless, but you did it for selfish reasons.
Best of both worlds, really.
I am closer to you than you are to it.
So that's why if we let the angel free, it would kill us?
It would kill us.
In its eyes, you are a perversion, like me. You're a demonic.
I'm just going to put this one out there. I would be very much against releasing that thing.
Just doesn't feel right. He just kind of looks like there's an angel in the basement, and we don't want to let it go.
No,
I was
no, we don't.
No. Right.
I was never one for.
It's not an angel.
It's very vengeful. It's not accepted its selfless duty of helping us to protect the town. Okay, Julian. Sometimes beings of that nature they aren't very reasonable, right? Beings of this nature aren't terribly reasonable, and we did what we had to do. We all did what we had to do. Even you, because none of us could do this by ourselves.
I must take what you say at face value, but it just feels.
I've got your back,
strange.
Julian. Yeah,
I know. It just feels strange. I was never one for religion or Christianity, but my mother used to tell me stories about guardian angels around the hearth, and well, it just feels weird.
Julian,
keeping one in the basement, but there was the angel of death in Exodus.
Please just think before you act. Angels are not good. Angels are not nice. Angels are just powerful creatures, not unlike demons, but they've just got better public relations. Do not ever accept that one of those creatures will be nice or do something that's even good. Please think first. We're all raised to think that the heavenly hosts are wonderful creatures, lawful good, wonderful and nice. They are powerful creatures with their own agendas.
Dolly is just nodding, like along with everything that Henry is saying. Listen to Henry, like yes.
If you need another metaphor to help you, remember that fire from
I can get
above
the Book of Nod, if that would help.
We do not need it.
I can't read.
I can read it to you.
I'll read it to you.
Audiobook. Fantastic.
It's in reverse because it's read by a demon.
I must, I don't think that would be necessary because I trusted you all once for one reason or another. I see no reason I can't trust you now.
Indeed.
And I think there's truth in what you say. This world is many shades. Well, people say gray, I've heard the expression. But it is messy and dirty. I can see that there is truth in your words. He's not even going to do an insight check. He trusts you guys.
We're going to do good work together. Yeah, we've obviously woken up because this is a time where Dusktown needs us. And we're going to do good work. We already have.
Well,
I've just one follow-up question. What we did was selfless, but we've done it for selfish reasons. Could you just sort of, as you've shared on this, why were our reasons selfish?
Cannot share information on this.
I like this because what we do is we double bluff and say you couldn't possibly answer, and then we sort of just no, I'm going to answer.
See that you're trying to like trick him into like giving you more information out of character. Like I appreciate it.
He wants to answer, but there's some blockage somewhere, so he's trying to figure out how. Miss Dahlia, you've been in the crypt, yes.
I have, yes. Very fascinating place.
What is down there besides the prison?
Oh, there are a number of different. Well, they're not exactly living, but there definitely seem to be entities, or at least guards or security safe measures, something like that, around the whole crypt complex thing. Yeah.
The archers.
The archers, yeah.
there are gates.
Mm-hmm.
If you have gates in a town where no one can leave, what does that give you?
Are you saying we have a way out?
You're the only one who has the way out. A cage. That's power.
On an unrelated note, when you go and see Agnes, I'm really, really keen to get hold of that book.
I've got it. I've written it down. I'm totally going to get it for you. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I mean, if I can, if she has it. If she doesn't, I'll find out where we might locate it. And
The other
Henry, you can trust
Devon.
me.
I implicitly.
Yeah.
I prefer it if you didn't sort of say it to mention the name of the book to anyone else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because if
Except Agnes, of course.
Devon.
Evan.
I don't know either. I just know that it would be very, very useful if we were to get hold of this book.
So not Evan.
No, it's definitely a D.
It's on
Devon.
On the scroll.
Oh.
Devon.
This is one of our other personalities. Yes, I see that. Okay. So they don't all get along. Is that what you're telling me?
I've no idea, but this book would be very helpful to us.
What if Devon has it?
If we could acquire it, that would be fantastic.
Acquisition is what you want, correct?
It could unlock some secrets for us, or at least fill in some gaps.
I'm on the case, and if you want to join me, I'm happy to have you join us.
I'm happy to help and follow along. I've always sort of followed along and picked up the pieces.
So that's a yes. You want to come to Agnes with us? We could make it a whole thing.
If you tell me that I'm coming to Agnes, then I will quite happily come to Agnes.
Well, then why don't you join us? And that'll be us, Julian, Dowser. We can make a whole night of it. Yeah.
As you wish.
When will the sun rise?
5 hours. The fog covers
plenty of time.
some of it. It might give you half an hour extra, but I wouldn't push it.
Seems like plenty of time to me. That would, this Dusktown is fairly small, right? We could probably get there in 30 minutes. That gives us 3 hours easy, and then a half hour to get back with an hour to go.
The question is, how deep is the lake?
Dowser, how far could you see?
500 meters, and I didn't see the bottom.
Yeah.
Because sunlight doesn't. I've spent a bit of time at the bottom of things and underground, and sunlight doesn't always get too deep down in the water.
I don't think we would be safe down there.
I'm inclined to agree with Dowser. He actually has interacted with these beings, and just putting aside the fact that we aren't quite certain of their relations to us or why they keep to themselves. I mean, it's like walking into a strange neighborhood. We just don't know how they would react to us. And putting all that aside, I'm sure that it's not good for us to be down there. This is why we have this place right here. This place, very comfy for us. It's built perfectly. Dowser put it together. I'm very grateful.
My job is to keep you safe, and if you go down there, I wear protection and something to keep you warm.
Do we have protection in the house?
I do not have that kind of. You would have to talk to a scuba diver, a sailor, or someone who owns a submarine.
Diving bells around here? Yeah.
Okay. So only I can get down there unscathed. That's good to know.
Unless you find a mundane way to go about it. But if you don't keep up your body heat,
yeah,
you will turn into a popsicle.
I gotta be honest, I'm not really keen on going down there. I just am not. It doesn't seem like a very friendly place to be. I much prefer right here.
What we could do is we could do the Agnes thing tonight, and then maybe make some preparations so we can make a full expedition of it on another.
Right. And then we could go after Mr. Serial Killer tomorrow night.
that's got to be high up on the agenda, though, because we can't have someone going around doing horrible things. So.
We don't know where he is, so here's my thought, right? She's gonna like very proudly lay out like her thoughts about this. So Agnes is a bit connected to the residents, the incorporeal residents of Dusktown, and she says part of that is my interest in speaking with her, and that we're dealing with someone who kills people, just to put it very bluntly, removes them, shuffles them off from their mortal coil. My thought is that we could perhaps reach out to or contact one such individual who has suffered at the hands of this other monster. They might be able to inform us, not only give us a good description, but also whereabouts and things like that, which would take us right to this individual. And since it's been advised that for example, I believe it's been said that we should go around, or at least wait to inform Kaya about this sort of thing. We need to kind of have another way of investigating this. We could go through the police, but I'm not entirely certain that they wouldn't just, inform on us anyway. But so that's my angle to kind of deal with this high priority situation.
Okay. So I follow your guidance. I just don't like the idea of a sinful killer go out there.
Nor I. Yeah.
Their wishes above ours.
I think we're all in agreement there. Julian certainly wants to see him removed from the streets, I'm sure. He probably doesn't feel great about it.
My approach was going to be just walking around and waiting till they found me. He just kind of like shrugs his shoulders.
Offering yourself up as bait. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'd hate to see if anything happened to you, Julian. No, I don't like that approach.
I'll be fine. Thank you for your concern.
Always.
But maybe the expedition to the lake could be a long-term goal. We can go down there as prepared as possible. It would be dangerous if you went alone, if there are creatures down there that not only are hunting but have intelligence.
Yes, but I have also been down there before. I just do not know when or how.
Can everyone do a wits and investigation roll? Difficulty 3.
Amazing.
If you want to.
No.
Nah.
I would love to.
Do I add aspects to this? Or
No, it's from memory.
I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 2. Oh, well. No, that's a 4. That's a critical hit.
I'll put a willpower on this, why not? Just for the hell of it. 3, there we go.
Dahlia's all over this.
Oh, I think Henry's the only one who didn't think of this. Maybe he didn't pay attention to the wanted posters, or not wanted posters, the missing people posters. Now did you think of it? You only saw a glance, and you've seen it on quite a few polls. All of the missing people are women.
He has a type.
I wouldn't know this, actually. I can't read the... Never mind.
You can...
I wouldn't know.
You can. You think you can with all of that allspecs?
You can add your willpower again. It's fine.
Oh, you're so kind.
It was a visible thing, but yeah. I don't know if Dasa and Dahlia shares it, but.
Well, it's what our serial killer seems to only go after women. So, I mean, Julian, sorry you wouldn't fit.
Well, do we have a general location? We can mill about wherever he or she usually strikes, and see what we can find.
Dahlia, you had a crit.
I did.
You would shoot all of the women to be between 20 and 30 years old, so in the youngish category.
Women in their 20s and 30s, younger, like myself.
Any particular areas? Affluent areas? Dark alleys?
I don't think she remembers anything more than that.
I think Julian was taught by Mr. Wellborn or Dr. Wellborn that the police has not been able to catch them, and Kaya has not either. So apparently they're good at what they do.
Maybe we could, wasn't there that nice policewoman who helped us, picked us up from, what was her name? Melissa's house? Melissa, right?
Took us to Kaya.
Oh, it was from Kaya's place?
So Kaya sent the police to collect us from Melissa's.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Never mind. Maybe Dr. Wilborn didn't want us to get Kaya involved. So if we go to the police, if we get that information, it may tip off Kaya what we're looking for.
The Guardian says, I think Agnes is a good place to start.
See, the Guardian agrees with me. Thank you, Guardian.
Before you all take a power top.
Just before I forget, I would be very much interested in how we actually release you. If you'd like to share that at another time.
You simply gather all the pieces of the artifact and conduct a ritual to release.
Lovely. So we can't do it.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't something we accidentally did, because it's always good to know what not to do.
I think you have made
one of you starts getting a bit strange.
Unfortunately, you have all made very sure that accidents cannot happen.
Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. It's just like something that's hammered in. The stupid question is often very, very safe. And the Book of Nod, if you do have a copy knocking about, I'd be very interested in borrowing.
I would love, just before sunrise, daytime stories, just little readings out of the Book of Nod. I think that would be a fantastic way to end our evenings, just kind of.
I'll get it from my shelf.
Falling asleep, to reading about, to readings from the Book of Nod. Like, I love that idea. It just seems so cozy.
The Guardian disappears for like a second, and then he appears again with the big tome in his hand.
Just a giant,
slams on the table. The pages are from very thick paper. It's not something that's modern at all. It's not stone tablets either, but so it's definitely some kind of interpretation or translation of the Book of Nod. It's not the original thing.
But is it suitably old? Does it look like even though it's not stone tablets or anything? Does it look like it's still at least
you're
100 years old?
You're Hekata, so you pick up on this immediately. I think it's just like flicking through where you know how to look. It does not say Giovanni as a clan. It does say Cappadocian, so it's old enough to have that.
It predates the Camarilla. Yeah.
Predates the Giovanni being written in as the main Hekata clan.
Outstanding. I love medieval texts.
Henry's going to be getting a little bit skittish.
It is in Latin, of course.
Which she knows how to read. Yeah.
I would quite happily read to Julian at any point, or to anyone else. I do like just reaching out to just gently to tug the book and just hold with both.
Ollie's just gonna slap his hand like, stop it. Stop it.
It just makes me feel safe inside.
I know, but it's very old and we don't want your fingerprints all over it.
Oh, no.
The Guardian, he has almost a nostalgic look on his face, and he just simply or quietly says, "These were good times."
We don't know our history. We are doomed to repeat it. So,
Let's go see Agnes.
nodding politely and desperately trying not to let go of the book. Let's go.
I have a suggestion. When you're out there, I suggest at some point getting acquire one of those motorized vehicles. It gets around.
Carriage.
It gets.
I can drive.
How American.
I've not driven in this country, but I can drive.
Are you aware that they actually have like the little steering wheels on the other side, and they drive on the other side of the road and everything like that?
It's all quite quaint.
Fascinating.
We still crank it at the front. Is that right?
No, they don't do that anymore.
That's self-cranking vehicles.
Brave New World. Yeah.
I'm game.
You guys go ahead. I think I will try to explore the house, see if there's anything hidden.
Are you sure, Dowser? We love your company.
I mean, I built it, so there must be something somewhere.
Just the fact that we've told that the Guardian is trying to murder you, I'm more than happy to stick around.
No, you go ahead. I mean, he literally cannot.
Okay.
The master is right. Unless he breaks the rules, of course.
I'm willing to stay, just in case you do something that breaks the rules.
I cannot kill him, I can punish him.
No.
Would you feel better about staying, Henry?
I'm happy. I just don't like the idea of coming back.
No, you go ahead.
Been murdered.
Get your book. I will stay here and explore the house and see if I can find anything.
Right.
I'll
go with them. I'll bring the book with me. We're all safe. Let's go.
Should we bring you back anything, Dowser? I know that sometimes you get a little. She's going like...
I mean, if you find anything to drink, it will be helpful. And he'll wipe away the water from earlier.
Of course.
That was.
It would be a good idea to fill the cages at some point.
Great idea, Guardian. I think we're, although, and she's gonna look at Julian. She goes, maybe we'll talk about that more when he's not.
Julian, what cages?
Cages for animals.
Sure, if that's what you want to eat.
There are cages here.
Yeah, at the entrance when you come up into, that's the first room. Is just like two cages.
I as a player,
but
I as a player know that, but I'm Julian's like there are cages here.
Yeah.
Bowser, why did you build cages?
Well,
I do
obviously.
not know. None of us remember anything from coming here.
What are they like? Kennel cages or? Like,
Julian, it's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. Okay, what it is just another part of the security measures here. That's all.
But why should we fill the cages? You're suggesting fill the cages. That doesn't sound like a security measure.
It might be if we are.
That sounds like gathering sentient.
I don't like spelling things out. But let's say, for example, let's hypothesize. Right?
No. You've discussed gathering and filling it up with mortals to feed from, which I don't think is fair.
I'm getting to this. Okay, I'm going to put all your concerns to rest. Okay, just give me a second. If we find, as we most certainly will, inevitably, people who are of less than what we shall in modern times call a moral character.
Sinful.
These are not the sinful. Thank you.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
I'm sorry. I should have mentioned it earlier, but that's who the cages are for.
Oh, right, no, that makes total sense.
I knew you'd understand. As soon as I made that all clear, I knew you'd understand. Yeah. See, it's fine.
You can maybe reanimate the skeletons in there. I believe they would make excellent coat hangers.
I can do that later if you'd like.
One thing at a time, Guardian. One thing at a time.
There's skeletons here? Skeletons?
But you left them down there for 34 years. So, yes.
Oh no.
Remind me when we get back, I can sort that for you.
Guardian, could you do me a favor?
If
You are beholden to us, right? You are inclined to obey the commands we give you, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as we don't break the rules.
I would like you to not talk about this part of the house anymore. The cages and the bones and all that. Ixnay on the bones, like there's no more of that, okay? All right, thank you.
Unless Master Julian asks, then I have to.
How many skeletons are here? He looks like.
Damn it! Damn it!
He looks so like distraught by this. He's like,
This distraction, Dave has grabbed the book and is now fleeing through and ignoring everyone and everything that's going on.
how many people were here for 34 years?
Well, you killed them before, but they kind of rotted away.
I did?
Yes.
But
Remember, you were a part of this, Julian.
Your power comes from blood, and what you do requires blood, especially your rituals. Yes, you needed mortals to fuel the ritual.
They were all bad.
Sure.
How did,
Very bad.
Dolly, how would you know that if we have no memory of what came before?
I'm a
Just said
demon.
so.
They were bad.
They were bad. See? Even by demon standards. They were awful people. You did it to save the town.
He's half right. She's half right.
Well, at least they didn't suffer starvation and thirst.
No, certainly
suppose.
not. Dude, she's got pull. She just Guardian.
Did you say something, Dahlia, when you're making those noises? Did you say... Can't see what you're doing. What was
That's why she's doing it. She's like this, like not saying anything. Like,
you guys have fun with Agnes now, and Dowser will like usher you out of the stair.
come on, Jillian, let's go. Nights are wasted.
Right. Before we jump into the next scene, I think this is a good time to take a break, and then I'll come back and ask what Dowser's intentions are, because this will happen in kind of the background, and you guys will go see Agnes.